Arsenal are in talks to sign Valencia center-back Christian Mosquera. Sources have told ES Mosquera, 20, has made 73 La Liga appearances in the last 2 seasons, and sources said Arsenal are well positioned to beat off competition to the defender, who is a Spain youth international but also eligible for Colombia. RB Leipzig are also interested, and Valencia have tried to renew Mosquera's contract. But Arsenal negotiations have begun, and an agreement could be reached in the coming weeks. Arsenal are interested in defensive cover for William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, with the former consistently linked with a move away. Jacob Kiwior filled in for much of last season, but could also be in the move, while Ricardo Calafiori, Jurrien Timber, and Ben White have spent most of their time in North London at fullback. Arsenal were interested in Dean Huijsen before his move to Real Madrid, but the club are expected to wrap up the signings of Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Nergard, and Martin Zuba. Arsenal are in talks to sign Valencia center-back Christian Mosquera. Sources have told ES Mosquera, 20, has made 73 La Liga appearances in the last 2 seasons, and sources said Arsenal are well positioned to beat off competition to the defender, who is a Spain youth international but also eligible for Colombia. RB Leipzig are also interested, and Valencia have tried to renew Mosquera's contract, but Arsenal negotiations have begun and an agreement could be reached in the coming weeks. Talks are progressing over a €20 million, $23.4 million fee, and Mosquera has already agreed contractual terms with Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Arsenal are in active talks to sign Valencia defender Christian Mosquera. It's been a busy few days for the Gunners as they look to get some deals over the line for the summer transfer window. Arsenal are actually close to signing 3 players after breakthroughs in talks, with Martin Zubamendi and Kepa Arrizabalaga set to sign for the North London Valencia side. Brentford midfielder Christian Nergard could also be on his way to the Emirates Stadium, with David Ornstein reporting that a deal is close to being agreed for the 31-year-old. Clearances after a relatively slow start to the summer transfer window. Tackles per game. Arteta's side are getting their ducks in order ahead of preseason. Interceptions Arsenal per game. Talks to sign Christian Mosquera. Romano has now reported that the latest player who could be on his way to the Gunners is Valencia center-back Mosquera. It will be interesting to see what Mosquera fits into Arteta's signature. Arsenal are in considering the options he has at his disposal as new center-back. Easy for initial negotiations to break into the side ahead of Gabriel. He's among top targets for center-back position. So the young center-back may have to bide his time and play if he does make the move to the Emirates Stadium. Mosquera is a crucial target to enhance their Valencia. Defender the remaining year on his contract. Arsenal are working on a deal to sign Valencia defender Christian for Valencia. The North London club have made a defensive signing a priority this summer, with the 20-year-old Spain youth international currently their preferred option. Mosquera has been with Valencia since the age of 12, progressing through the academy ranks before making his first team debut in January 2022. Arsenal are working on a deal to sign Valencia defender Christian Mosquera. The North London club have made a defensive signing a priority this summer, with the 20-year-old Spain youth international currently their preferred option. Mosquera has been with Valencia since the age of 12, progressing through the academy ranks before making his first team debut in January 2022. He has made 90 appearances for the La Liga club in total, including 41 last season. That included playing 90 minutes in 37 of the club's 38 league games. A right-footed and physically imposing center-back, Arsenal see Mosquera as ideal cover for first-choice pairing Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. They previously looked at Dean Huijsen before he left Bournemouth for Real Madrid earlier this summer. Saliba 51 appearances last season and Gabriel 42. Played the majority of games in central defense last term, with Jacob Kiwior, Jurrien Timber, Ben White, and Ricardo Calafiori, the backup options. Born to Colombian parents in Alicante, Spain, Mosquera is also eligible to play for Colombia's senior side but has featured regularly through Spain's youth setup, including at this summer's Under-21s European Championship. Why Arsenal need a defender. Analysis by Arsenal correspondent James Mc. Arsenal had been in the market for a new center-back for some time. They considered moving for a Brazilian teenager, Vitor Reis, ahead of the January window, but he ended up at Manchester City. They then pursued Huijsen of Bournemouth, but he got his preferred move to Real Madrid. Now their focus is trained on Mosquera. They want a player who can provide competition and cover for the first-choice pair of Gabriel and Saliba, with Takahiro Tomiyasu still sidelined with a long-term injury. Arsenal are a little light on depth at the heart of their defense, particularly on the right-hand side, where Mosquera has featured frequently. This signing would also be about acquiring a player with significant potential to improve. Arsenal have signed Gabriel to a new contract and aim to do the same with Saliba, but this would be a purchase with a view to the long term. Arsenal will hope that, under Mikel Arteta, Mosquera can develop into a starting-level center-back. What could Arsenal be getting? Analysis by football data writer Tom Harris. Mosquera's rise to the Valencia first team has been impressive, stepping in to replace the injured Gabriel Paulista in August 2023, and playing practically every game since. From the start of last season, only Florian Lejeune has racked up more outfield minutes than the young center-back. Turning 21 on Friday, much like Arsenal's Gabriel, he is a passive defender, ranking 42nd of La Liga's 62 center-backs this season for true tackle attempts per 1,000 opposition touches, a metric that tells us how often he looks to stick a foot in with his team out of possession. When he does go for the ball, however, he usually comes away with it. His true tackle win rate stands at 72.6%, the fifth highest in the division. At 191 centimeters, 6 feet 3 inches, there is poise to how he approaches his defensive work, rarely committing fouls, much preferring to sweep loose balls and defend the space, but strong and clean in his challenges when required. Also of appeal to Arsenal will be his versatility. As we can see from the position map below, he is happy to play on either side of defense and even protect the flanks at right back. His long strides and solid 1-versus-1 defending allowing him to keep track of tricky wingers. Building out from defense has not been a priority for Valencia, but Mosquera is happy to carry the ball into midfield and has maintained a healthy passing accuracy of 91.2%. His performances for Spain at the U21 Euros this summer, completing 98 passes and laying on an assist against Romania, have shown that he can step up and play a more advanced, ball-playing role. If there was a weakness to Mosquera's game, it would be his aerial ability, unusually inconsistent for a player of his physical stature. But there is plenty of room for development here. An incredibly composed center-back, thrown in at La Liga's deep end as a teenager and emerging remarkably unscathed. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.